Namaste. Welcome. I'm Barbara Brady here for Yoga Community for a practice called Mindful Flow and Meditation. Mindful flow meaning it's definitely a breath-focused practice, and it's quite a bit slower than a lot of vinyasa classes. So we will begin shortly. In just a moment, we'll begin. So the props you'll need for this practice would be, if you have a couple of yoga blocks, get those, and something to sit on. We will be doing seated meditation after Shavasana. So that might be a folded blanket. It might mean that you are sitting on a block. You might be sitting on a cushion, even a chair. So when we get to that point, again, after Shavasana meditation. So we'll begin actually standing. So once you have your props, we'll come to stand for a series of warm-ups known as joints and glands. So take your time and come to stand up. So once you're standing for joints and glands, just take a moment to feel your feet are grounded, have your feet about hip distance. And the first one we'll do is, it's almost like you're lightly, subtly bouncing in place. So soften your knees and just begin a gentle, it's almost like a wave-like movement that you're creating from the soles of the feet and very subtly all the way up through the spine, the legs and the spine. And just really to loosen up, soften up. And then just come to stand. And the next one is a simple movement of the arms. Swing the arms front to back. And the next one is to bend the arms when they're moving back. Straight going forward, bent going back. And as I bring up frequently during my practices, notice what you notice. Notice how this sensation appears in your body. And rest your arms by your sides for a moment. Notice that sensation. And we'll next swing the arms side to side, up and down in a crisscross fashion. And here you have the option of moving the arms a little further back, if you like. Up to you. And then rest the arms by your sides once again. Notice. And the next one, it's a twisting move. I like turning the toes out a little bit and bring your arms in front again, and then twist side to side. When you're turning to one side, lift the opposite heel. And notice where you feel this, perhaps in a few more locations in your body. Come back to center, line up your feet again, get grounded. Interlace your fingers with your palms face down. On an inhale, bring your arms up and overhead, and exhale, release them to the sides. So we begin to coordinate movement with breath. Inhale begins, and the arms reach up, fingers interlaced. Exhale begins there, and the arms follow the exhale downward. Please continue, expanding the sides of your body when you reach up on your inhales, and softly releasing the arms to the sides on the exhales. Once more. And now interlace your fingers again, and this time simply circle your wrists. Moving into the wrist joints. And change directions. And shake it out for a moment. We'll next take a side bend. So I suggest taking the feet a little bit wider, toes turned out, and start with both hands on your hips. With an inhale, bring your right arm up and overhead. And exhale, lower your hand back to your hip. Inhale, reach overhead, other side. And exhale, return the hand to your hip. Continue, move on your breath. Inhales are reaching up and over. And exhales, releasing. Two more, please. And both hands on your hips, make circles with your hips. You might want to bend the knees a little bit here. Circle the hips. And change directions. Again, soften the knees, maybe bend them. And we next come into a standing cat-cow. So you'll stand with your feet about hip distance, bend your knees, hands above your knees. Inhales, lifting your heart, and exhales, rounding your back and lower your head. And contract your abdomen when you exhale. Inhales, lift the heart. And exhales, contract the low abdomen, lower your head as you round the back. Please continue, standing cat-cow. And next, step your feet together with the knees still bent, hands still above the knees. Circle the knees. And go the other direction. And then please come to stand. Once again, with your feet about hip width, you're in mountain pose, Tadasana. Align your spine. Find a Samavriti Pranayama. Samavriti Pranayama is with your inhales and exhales the same length and the same volume. To establish that, it doesn't have to be a long count. Important is that it's effortless. It's mindful. We'll now begin to move the arms and float the heels up on the breath. Inhale, reach your arms up, float your heels up, then cross your hands behind your head. And exhale, release your arms and float your heels back down. Inhales, lift the heels and the arms, hands crossed behind your head at the top. And exhales, release. 3 more, please. Effortless, steady gaze, steady breath. Stay with the equal breath count. Seamlessly moving the body with the breath. 1 more. And exhale, you'll release and pause once again. And we'll now take half sun salutes, Ardha Surya Namaskar. Stay with your equal breaths, rather. Bring your palms together. Inhale, reaching up, perhaps back into a back bend if you like. And exhale, navel towards spine as you fold down. Inhale as a halfway lift, and exhale, fold to your legs. Press into your feet. Come all the way up this time on an inhale, reaching wide and reaching up at the top of your inhale. And exhale, palms are together, lower them to your heart. Take a breath. Reestablish centeredness. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, dive down, fingertips lower. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold to your legs. Press into the feet. Inhale, come up to stand, arms reach wide. And when the palms touch overhead, exhale, lower them to your heart. Take a breath. 3 more, Ardha Surya Namaskar. So I invite you to consider this indeed as mindfulness. A halfway lift, inhale, and a fold, exhale. Mindfully inhale, come all the way up, mindful of sensation in the body. And exhale, palms to your heart. We'll take 1 more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, even feeling the air that touches your skin. Halfway lift, inhale, and fold, exhale. Rise all the way up on your inhale. And exhale, bring the palms together and pause right here. Head's balanced on top of your spine. You're breathing all the way to the abdomen. We'll next do a salutation known as Surya Namaskar L. Sun Salutation L includes lunges. So some of you might wish to get blocks. If you have yoga blocks, put them on either side of the front of your mat in case they will facilitate your lunges. And then you'll begin at the top of your mat with your palms together. And get settled into your feet, into your pose, your posture. Next, inhale, reaching up into a back bend. So there's a back bend here. And exhale, navel towards spine, fold down. Lower your fingertips to the ground or your blocks. On an inhale, right foot steps all the way back, lower the knee to the ground, and reach the arms up, coming into a back bend. I like cactus arms here. On an exhale, lower your hands to the blocks or the ground. Step the back foot up. Fold forward, interlace your fingers behind you. And soften your knees, release your hands. Inhale, return to a standing back bend. And exhale, palms come to your heart. Take a breath. No rush. Next one, inhale, reaching up into a back bend. And exhale, diving all the way down. Lower your hands, left foot back, knee down, arms up for a back bend. Arms straight or bent, cactus. Next, exhale, lower your hands, step the back foot up, fold forward, interlace your fingers behind you. Soften the knees, even bend them. Inhale into a standing back bend. And exhale, palms to your heart. Continue. Inhale, standing back bend. And exhale, dive down. Lower your hands, right foot back, knee to the ground. And inhale brings the arms up and your spine into a back bend. And on your next exhale, lower your hands, step the back foot forward, fold forward, interlace your fingers behind you. Bend the knees, inhale, standing back bend, and exhale, palms to your heart. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, dive down. Left foot back, knee down, arms up, back bend. And with an exhale, lower your hands, step the back foot forward, fold forward, interlace your fingers behind you. Effortless and mindful. Inhale, ride your breath, returning to a standing back bend. Exhale, palms to your heart. 2 more. Mindful movement. Aware of your skin and the air touching your skin. Right foot back, knee down, arms up, back bend. On an exhale, lower your hands, step forward, fold forward, interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, standing back bend. Shoulder blades are moving forward. Exhale, palms together. Take a breath. One more, left side. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, diving. Left foot back, knee down, arms reach up into a back bend. And this time, when you step forward and fold forward, remain in this version of Uttanasana forward bend with your fingers interlaced behind you. So you might want to bend your knees. I like bending my knees here. Your choice. Straight legs or bend the knees. Then release your hands. Inhale, standing back bend. And exhale, palms to your heart. Find your center, find your breath. Head balanced on top of the spine. Now do a variation of dynamic chair and dynamic Uttanasana. Moving in and out of chair, alternating with moving in and out of the forward bend. Begin by inhale, reaching the arms up, and exhale into chair. Bend your knees, the seat goes back. Inhale, straighten the legs, and exhale, fold down, either arms in front or arms wide. Return to standing on your next inhale, either arms out in front or out to the side, and exhale to chair, Uttanasana. Inhale, the legs straighten, and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. All the way up on your inhale, and exhale, chair, Uttanasana. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up. And exhale, please remain in chair this time, Uttanasana. So your knees are behind your toes. Your heart is lifting. Find your breath. Equal parts, inhale, exhale. And maybe a little bit of lifting the pelvic floor on your exhale, Mula Bandha. Steady gaze. And inhale, straighten your legs. And exhale, lower your arms by your sides. The next salutation is called the Vayu salutation. It relates to the prana vayus, which are systems in the body. Vayu means force or air. So these locations in our body that have different qualities. This salutation kind of moves through all of these. So start at the back of your mat. Move to the back of your mat. And then find your stance with your feet about hip distance. Find your breath. Effortlessly, inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, come into a squat, Malasana. If a squat is not good for your knees, you may come to chair pose again. Next, inhale, come to hands and knees. Exhale to down dog, mindfully. Prepare, warrior one, right foot forward. Right foot steps inside the right hand. And once you're standing, you're steady through both feet, front knee is bent, and the arms reach up, warrior one. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale to down dog. And from down dog, you have a vinyasa. Inhale to plank and exhale lower, either chaturanga or take your knees down first, hug your elbows in. Inhale, cobra, hips on the ground. Exhale is down dog. Left foot forward, stand up for warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Front knee is bent. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale back to down dog. Lower your knees to your mat. Keep the toes tucked. Walk your hands back to your knees. Lift the knees. Lift the arms up alongside your head. Inhale, stand up. And once again, fold forward on an exhale. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Chair pose. Inhale into chair pose. Deepen it on your exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, palms to your heart. Lower your arms by your sides and be. Just appreciate this moment of non-doing. And we continue. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, squat, malasana or a chair. Inhale, hands and knees. Effortless effort. Exhale, down dog. Effortless effort. Right foot forward. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Straighten the front leg on an inhale. Effortless effort. First to down dog and then your vinyasa. It's not a fast-paced vinyasa. You inhale, plank. You exhale, lower. And again, I recommend cobra, hips on the ground for your back bend. And down dog as an exhale. Mindfully, left foot forward. Stand up. Left knee is bent, warrior one. Find your breath. Don't lose track of your breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg and exhale to down dog. Lower your knees to the ground. Walk your hands back. Your toes are tucked. Lift the knees, lift the arms. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. And fold, exhale. Inhale into chair. Pause here on your exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, palms to your heart and then by your sides. And once again, pause. Let it register. Let your practice be seated. The word asana means seat. Be seated in your practice. And we'll do a variation now, holding some of these poses, beginning holding here. Arms are up, so it's not a back bend at this point. You're basically in mountain pose, Tadasana, with your arms reaching up. Get grounded through the feet. Navel towards spine, especially on your exhales. Next, exhale, come into a squat. If you cannot comfortably hold a squat, come into chair pose. Arms are reaching up for the squat, malasana. And with an inhale, come to hands and knees. And exhale, slowly lift into down dog. So I invite you, as we hold this down dog, you might want to consider bending your knees. Maybe a little bit of movement in down dog. But eventually come into a place of stillness in your down dog. Feel the presence of your feet, your hands on the ground.
Feel that sensation in the palms of your hands, your fingers, where they're touching your mat, where the toes are touching your mat, the balls of your feet. Feel that sensation. We'll do a variation of Warrior One. Step your right foot forward and then come up to stand. And you'll bend the front knee and bring the arms up, keeping the front knee bent. Inhale, arms are up, and exhale out to the side. Inhale, bring your hands into prayer at your heart. And exhale, bring your forearms parallel to the ground. Inhale, different than the one before, reaching up. Exhale, different than the one before, arms out to the sides. Inhale, hands into prayer, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, forearms parallel to the ground. One more round. Inhale, reaching up. Mudras of the arms. Exhale, arms to the sides. Inhale, hands to prayer. And exhale, forearms parallel to the ground. Inhale, reach up, and we'll hold Warrior One now, Virabhadrasana 1. So your choice, arms straight, or cactus if you prefer, whatever feels more effortless to you. Steady, effortless. And inhale, straighten the front leg, and exhale, move back to down dog. Holding your down dog. Once again, presence. Presence. Feel sensation. Again, where your toes, your feet, your hands, your fingers are touching the mat. To now inhale into plank, holding your plank. You feel free to take your knees to the ground if that's better for you. Holding plank. Reestablish Samavritti Pranayama. Equal inhale, exhale. Then lower down, either chaturanga or knees first. And inhale, come into a back bend that you can hold, whether that's cobra or upward facing dog. Come into a back bend that you can comfortably hold. Soften your belly, breathe all the way down to it. Next, exhale, down dog. We once again hold down dog. Mindful of the flow of your breath. Unite your mind with your breath. Warrior One, left foot forward, first with the arm mudras. So standing up for your Warrior One, get settled into your feet first. Then bend the left knee, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, arms release to the sides, palms up. Inhale, hands into prayer at your heart. Exhale, lower the forearms. 2 more rounds. This is very much about being an experiential practice. Hands into prayer on your inhale and lower the forearms on your exhale. Experience reaching the arms up, inhale. And releasing the arms to the sides. Hands into prayer, inhale. Lower your forearms, exhale. Inhale, reach up and holding Warrior One. Virabhadrasana 1, arms straight or cactus. Allow yourself to settle into stillness. Just being and breathing. Straighten the front leg on an inhale. Exhale, down dog. Once again, holding down dog. And lower your knees. Toes are tucked. Walk your hands back. Lift your knees and your arms. Inhale, stand up. And on your next exhale, fold forward. Come into Ardha Uttanasana, your halfway lift, and hold. Fingertips might be on your shins or your calves. Some of you might still have your fingertips on the ground, but you're in the halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Next, exhale, fold to your legs to whatever degree is comfortable for you, including bending your knees if you like. Soften the belly. And last, coming into chair pose to hold, Utkatasana. Steady your eyes, your drishti. And inhale, straighten the legs, and exhale, palms together at your heart. Take a moment. Take a couple of moments. And inhale, reaching wide. And exhale, dive, hands in prayer as you fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, and then lower yourself down to come into child's pose. Into child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Balasana. Keep softening the belly. And you might place your hands together in prayer on your mat, just beyond your head as a nice alternative. Accepting the support of the earth. And I'll now invite you to come into Crocodile. And Crocodile, you'll be lying on your belly. Your feet are as wide as your mat, the toes turned out. Cross your arms and position them such that you can rest your head on your top arm. And then you soften. And here, you might want to notice that your upper ribs are off the ground. So you have your elbows close enough to one another. Your your top ribs are off the ground when you lower your head. And just breathe there. Head is resting on the top arm. And Crocodile has a purpose, has many purposes, but one of them is promoting diaphragmatic breath, abdominal breath. Seat your awareness in the abdomen. Note the sensation of the abdomen expanding on the inhales and drawing back in on the exhales. Please continue just noticing deep diaphragmatic abdominal breath. Tonifying your nervous system. And for the next few rounds of breath, I invite you to shape your pranayama now into a ratio of 1 to 2.
rather than 1 to 1, such as inhale 3, exhale 6, or inhale 4, exhale 8. Again, it's important to be effortless. Effortless effort. In Sanskrit, effortless effort is prayatna shaitilya. Prayatna shaitilya. Just a little while longer. Aware of your body breathing. Aware of your body breathing. And your belly soft. And we'll next be coming onto the back for a variation of dynamic bridge, which includes a couple of extra movements. So you'll be lying on your back and make sure you have some space behind your head. You'll lie on your back with your knees bent, feet in close to your hips. Feel free to put a thin cushion or pillow under your head if you like. So resting on your back with your arms by your sides. And just be here for a moment. And we begin. Inhale, lift your hips and lift your arms up in the air into the floor back behind you. Exhale, lower your hips, knees to your chest, hands to your shins. Next inhale, legs straight up in the air, arms back behind you again. And exhale, bend the knees, lower the feet, lower the arms. So it's a 2-breath cycle, 2-breath flow. Next inhale, lift the hips and the arms. Exhale, lower, knees to chest, hands to shins. Inhale, legs up, arms back. And exhale, bend the knees, lower the feet, lower the arms. 2 more rounds, please. Inhale, lift your hips and your arms. And exhale, lower, knees to chest, hands to shins. Inhale, legs up, arms back. And exhale, lower the arms, lower the feet, and we'll just stop here. So pause here, rest here. And we'll now we'll just move directly into a twist rather than being dynamic. So take your arms on the floor out from your shoulders. Lift your hips, move them a couple of inches to the right. Lower the hips, bring the knees toward the chest. Lower your legs to the left, and you rest in your twist. So if you need to make any adjustments, do. So you might want to move the knees closer in or further away. Some people like straightening the legs here with the feet over near the left hand. Soften your belly. Your next inhale, come back to center and pause at center before you do side two. Notice the difference in both sides of your body. Again, inviting mindful awareness of sensation. What feels different about your right hip and your left hip? And then side two, lift your hips, move them a couple inches to the left, put them back down. On an inhale, bring your knees to the chest, and exhale, lower your knees to the right. And please get settled into a twist that you can comfortably rest in. Rest in your twist. Soften the belly. And bring your knees back to center. Appanasana. And Appanasana, draw your knees to your chest. Place your hands on your shins or the back of your thighs. On your exhale, squeeze the legs in toward your torso. And inhales, the knees move a little bit forward. And do this a couple more times. Slow down your exhale. Slow exhale, squeezing the thighs in. And inhale, the knees move a little bit forward. And then it's time for Shavasana. So do what you need to be comfortable and warm. Comfortable and warm. Take your time. You might want to cover up with a blanket. You might want to put on socks. You might want to put something under your knees. Just find your way to settle down onto your back and get comfortable. And once your body is resting in Shavasana, feel the earth hold you and let go into being held. Exhales, letting go into being held. Inhales, feel as if the earth is rising up to hold you. Effortless awareness as you now rest in Shavasana. And should the mind become busy, unite your mind with your breath, your ever-present companion, your breath. And please begin to feel your body breathing once again. Just feel that sensation, the breath coming and going. And when you feel ready, notice how the body would like to stir without any preconceived notions. And we will be eventually curling over to the right side and adjust there for a few breaths. And then come up to take a seat for meditation. Whether it's on a cushion, on the floor, or in a chair, find a seat. This meditation is called Pranayama. Prana, you know, is your life force, your energy, your vitality. Dharana means one pointed focus. So here we focus our awareness on the prana related to moving on the breath. So take your time to find a comfortable seat that will allow your spine to be tall and the crown of your head to rest above the base of your spine. And find a place of steadiness and comfort, sthira sukham asana, steadiness and comfort in your seat. And once you're comfortable, just become aware of the sensation of your breath. Feel the sensation of your breath ascending from the tip of your nose on your inhale up to the point where your eyebrow center meets the bridge of the nose. The exhales then descend from that space. Be effortless. Smooth breath, smooth breath. Inhales from the tip of the nose, ascending through both nostrils to the space where the eyebrow center and the bridge of the nose meet. And an effortless exhale descends from there down through both nostrils to the tip of the nose. Now continue to follow the rise and fall of the breath. And you might begin to notice a presence. It's not just the air you're breathing. Sense a presence ascending on the inhales, descending on the exhales. This presence is prana. It's subtle. You might find it helpful to sense that there's light, almost like a bead of light that pulls the inhales up to that space at the top and gently pushes the exhales back down to the tip of the nostrils. If you're finding it helpful to sense light moving on the breath, in time you notice that light becomes more luminous. And it has an even deeper presence. This light that rides up on the inhales and descends back down on the exhales.
And the more you relax, the more you might sense that this presence on the inhales now expands back into the brain center. So it begins to feel as if the inhales ascend from the tip of the nostrils with light, leading all the way back into the brain center, luminous with light. And the exhales effortlessly descend with light back down through each nostril to just below the tip of the nose. In time, as the light builds in the brain center, you sense the brain itself soaking in prana. And you might reach a point where you sense a deeper state of being resting in the brain center. An increased luminosity, increased light seated in the brain center. And the more you sense a depth of this presence, this light, the more you are drawn to letting go of the breath, to meditate on the brain, luminous, filled with light. You rest in presence, presence in this space. And relax all images, all technique. Feel your breath deepen. And take 3 deep breaths deep into the abdomen.
After your third breath, with your eyes closed, bring your hands together and rub your hands, generating warmth. And cup your hands over your eyes. Place your palms over your ears. Lower your hands, cradling the throat and neck. And place one hand and the other on top of your heart center. And palms together in prayer at your heart. Thank you and Hari Om.